This video today, I'm going to teach you how to do a single crochet stitch repeated going in the back loop. This particular example is 10 single crochets across and 10 rows, all using the back loop. And the front and the back are the same when you do the stitch this way. This is the most basic stitch. It is something that you can use to make a blanket pretty easily. And there are lots of variations on the single crochet stitch that I will show you. I am also using a single crochet stitch to make a hat. And it looks like this, so when it's bigger. But you could imagine if it was a blanket, the blanket would have very fine stitches. All right, for this particular project, I am using a 5mm hook, which is also known, if I can get it to focus for you, that would be great, wouldn't it? All right, a 5mm hook. I don't know why it's not focused. Okay, 5mm hook, and it's also called an H8. All right, and this is a size that will work with this yarn. I'm also using big twist yarn, and it is 4-ply, which means that there are 4 strands in every piece of like one thing of yarn. You can also find yarn that's 5-ply, 6-ply, and bigger, and that's a lot bulkier. You can find 3-ply and even smaller too. This particular yarn does recommend a 4.5mm hook. I don't have that, but a 5 will work just fine. And as you progress through learning how to crochet, sometimes you want to just try a different size hook and to see what it ends up looking like. So to start, we are going to do a slip knot. So you're going to wind it around and just pull up. There you go, and pull on the 2 pieces. The reason that I use this kind of knot is because if you need to take anything out, it's really easy. It just comes out instead of having to sit there and try to unwind a knot or untie it. So, okay. So I am going to make this or work with you so you know how to do it. If you learn how to do this, you're going to learn how to make the ends even, the rows even, and you could then apply this to making a whole blanket if you want. So let's go forward. So I've done my slip knot, and now I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, you see how I kind of turn it a little? 3 to get it through. 4, 5, again, over and then pull up a loop. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's count those. And the way I do it, they look like hearts to me. So I see this bottom and top loop right here. That is 1. All right, and you can count both of them together, or if you just want to count the top loops, whatever works for you. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, when we are making something and we want it to have an even line, with this particular stitch, with a single crochet, you chain 1 extra. 1 extra. All right, now we are going to go back and we're going to do a single crochet. There are 2 different ways that you can do this. You can either skip the first, you're going to skip the first no matter what, and go into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That is a single crochet. And you can, so now the next time you go in, You don't want to go in where the yarn is already. You want to go into the next loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. Again, you go in there, yarn over, pull up 1, yarn over, go through 2. Go in the next one, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. That is fabulous. So you can see that we're starting to make this just with single crochet. Now I'm going to take these out because I want to show you a different way. The other way to do it is to turn it over. And if you look, and this is the only time you use this or do this is when you're starting from a chain and you're going to crochet. So see how there is a top loop, a middle kind of nub, and a bottom. What we want to focus on is going through these middle ones. And what that's going to do, I'll show you after we do it, it helps when finishing some projects. So you want to skip the first little bump and go into the second one. So we're going to, and sometimes it takes a little finagling. You gotta pull, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. We're gonna go through the next one, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. And I promise that as you get more comfortable, it will feel less awkward and it will become second nature. There are times I barely even look at my fingers when I'm doing it. It is so second nature. And as you do any particular stitch, you can get really used to doing that particular one and almost not even think about it. Okay, so you're gonna go in there. Over. All right, you are doing this. Okay, yarn over. And basically every time you do the single crochet, you're gonna use the same starting method. Oops. The last little nubby sometimes is hard to find. So, and it takes a little finagling sometimes depending on how tight it is. All right, we have done a row of single crochet using 10 stitches. So I want you to look at our lovely little hearts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is wonderful. And it's okay if it doesn't look like this. You can take it out and start again. There is no harm in that. Actually, I have taken out so many different projects. I once did an entire blanket and then I decided I wanted to do it a little differently. So I took it all out and started over. That might sound really intimidating, but sometimes it's just part of the process. And sometimes I like it to be perfect. So here we are, we have finished that row. Before we can go on to the next row, I want you to chain. So yarn over and pull through once, chain. So see this extra piece right here? That's your chain, and that's what's gonna help keep it even as we go up. We're going to turn. We are not gonna go into that chain piece. We are going to go in the next one. So this very first stitch is our chain stitch, and then this is the first of the row. Now I said that we're gonna go in the back loop, and how to describe that. So these are the back loops back here. This is the front loop. And then there's something called both loops. So I will just quickly show you. Back loop, you go in this way. Oops, and I'm getting a little goofy here. Okay, let me grab my yarn. Back loop, yarn over, and I grab I grab the piece that I'm working on with my index finger and my thumb just to hold it steady. Go through, pull up one loop, yarn over, and go through 2. Perfect. Now we're going to go through the next back loop, yarn over, pull through 1, now pull through 2. And let's do it again. Go in there, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2. Now, sometimes the yarn gets a little stuck. When you're pulling through, it can kind of get caught like this. That's why you turn it a little bit and kind of move it through that way. Yarn over, and again with the double, it does make it easier to turn it. There we go. So this is back loop, single crochet. I want you to just keep going across that row. If you hear some background noises, I have a dog, 2 dogs actually, but one in particular that is making noise right now. So that is why. Back loop. Wait, did I do that correct? Yeah, okay. Great. Actually, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then back loop. You want to make sure you get all 4 of those fibers through. There. And now we have finished our second row of single crochet back loop crocheting. And you want to check your, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to, what do? Chain 1. There we go, and turn. And we're gonna go back. And we're gonna just do the same thing. Again, you don't go in the first chain. You go in the first stitch of that row. Okay. Now some people use one hand more than the other. So some people I know are doing more with their right hand like this. I tend to, I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed, and so I'm moving the yarn with my left hand a little bit more than maybe a right-handed person. I'm not sure. Do what's comfortable for you. There have even been times where I was doing a crochet stitch a certain way, and then I decided I need to try to do it this other way. And you can train your hands to do it a different way. It can be awkward at first, and then it just becomes second nature, just like anything else. So as you can see, now we have gone and done 3. So you have 1, 2, and 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Great. All right, now, what do I do next? I chain 1. And that, it's just so that when you go up to the next row, there's a little bit of yarn that helps keep it even rather than it decreasing. So now we're gonna go in the back loop. You know what I just noticed? All right, check this out. I did not grab all those fibers. So that piece of yarn, which has 4 fibers, you want to make sure that when you go through, you pick up all of those fibers, not part of them. Not part, I gotta try to see, but all of them. There we go. As I said, you can use this stitch to make a blanket, you can make a scarf, you can use this stitch to make a hat, a sweater. Okay, chain one and turn. Go in. Great. So as you can tell here, you can see how the bumps are starting to show up. So this is single crochet back loop, and we have done 10 stitches, and so far we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Now when you do 10, you would get to here, and you're doing great. So I want you to just keep on going. I will do another video that shows single crochet front loop. I will also do another video, and actually, you know what? Here, let me show you. Front loop, or maybe I won't. I will do a different video and I'll show you then. Good luck, have fun crocheting.